just on my first call out of the day this morning. It's a cold morning, it's -1 outside. It's currently showing a 0 on this vehicle. It has got the engine warmed up low. Oh, it's been sat here warming up at least. The car's got the engine management light on. I did service this car about 2 months ago or so, or maybe a month ago. Come out, plug my Autel MP808 into it. It's got a code in there for the accelerator pedal position. So it says the accelerator pedal position, sensors 1 and 2 is not plausible. So my understanding of that, without doing any research into this code, is going to be that sensor 1 or sensor 2 has detected movement and sensor 2, or vice versa, sensor 1 hasn't responded to that. I'm not sure whether we have them both on here. I believe we'll have at least one sensor down in our accelerator pedal position. And we will also obviously have, I believe, one on the throttle body to let it know. I'm going to go through, but one thing I've noted is that we've got a history status. Since it was cleared, passed and failed, last test passed, but it did request the engine management light. Just make a note of all the live data we've got in there, just before we raise it out of there and stuff like that. What was that there? 40 Celsius engine coolant temperature sensor. There you go. Just make a note of all of this so we can see it all. Is there any issues after this? There we go. So this here is going to be the offending item. You can see lots of different sensors plugged into that, the brake switch and stuff. What we want to do is just check that we've got brake switch operation stuff as well. And that's going to be part of the diagnosis. What I'm also going to do is I've just test driven the car now, and there was absolutely no issues whatsoever with it. I mean, we can see on the live data there. Obviously, if I hold it there for a moment, we should match up with the throttle to that there, which we match up to the throttle perfectly, to the accelerator pedal position. What I'm going to do is look again at the code. I'm going to clear the code, and the car drives pitch point perfect. It's a really icy day, so you have to be really careful because the ABS is actually kicking in on almost every brake opportunity on these roads around that haven't got any kind of grit or anything on them. I want to double check here. What I'm going to do is knock her off. We'll erase her out of there because it was requested up on there for it to be on. So we can't take the code out while the car is switched on, but we can take the light off. So if we switch that to that, switch the heaters off before the battery goes flat. So that's the engine light erased. So if we go back into it, a little bit slow on the crank in there. This customer has been advised about the battery. This particular Corsa has got stop start, I believe, and has got a AGM battery fitted, which just so happens to be a 027 AGM battery. So we've got no fault codes reoccurred immediately. We've got no engine light come back immediately. What we've got is I've got a bit of a plausibility factor. I want to look at all the data that that's sending towards. So it seems to be sending information to the brake switch. So I want to look towards my brake switch data, and I want to look towards my accelerator pedal position. Make sure everything's tip top. So you can see there the radiator coolant temperature sensor 4 Celsius. We've got ECT 75 after my little drive out. Ambient air temperature outside is -1. We will pull in, we've got boost map sensor. Why is that? That seems a little bit low. Could be wrong. Does anybody think that map sensor seems a bit low? Let me know. I would expect it more around the barometric pressure. Don't know what the crack is there, eh? What is the crack at? I wonder. Is that part of our diagnosis, do you think? Could well be. So what we'll do is move on. We want to look at short-term fuel trims, they're all okay. Remaining power. Ignition accessory, there's a lot don't know whether you can tell, there's a lot of live data that comes out of these ones. What I'm going to do is look towards my, well, I'm going to look at my immobiliser and see if that's got the answer to my brake switch, see if we've got it. And I just want to make sure that brake switch is operating with it being connected to the accelerator pedal. I do wonder if we've had a bit of a issue there. No fault codes. I just want to see the brake switch as part of it, as that is part of it. Anti-lock braking data. So if we go in, we've got the brake pedal inactive, active. Yeah, so I don't know if you could see that there. So she's active. While my foot's down on there, I take my foot off. Inactive. So you can capture that all in one shot. Inactive. Right, what I'm going to do is take a look under the bonnet now. Double check no codes coming. I did advise the customer for the battery. I'm going to not take any action on the accelerator pedal unless I can actually prove the fault. It was -2 or 3 Celsius when we came out, and also the battery has been weak. I suspect this car might have struggled to start this morning potentially, and maybe we just had a void on the electrical circuit. It is quite common with AGM batteries to do that. Going to inspect under the hood and stuff. I'm not going to film that for you as it's freezing cold and I'll probably drop my phone and break it and it's expensive. But have a great day all. I hope this could be some use to you. As I say, the car isn't presenting any of the symptoms. The customer contacted me, said the car doesn't accelerate very well at all. And it's just absolutely not the case whatsoever with this. We'll take you on a little road store just to make sure. Before we go. So off we go and off we go and off we go. Another day, you know. MJD video for me. There you go. We'll see if we can capture a little bit of this ABS. I don't know if you can see the frost on the road there. But yeah, let's have a look, see how she goes. So I'm going to give it a bit of harsh acceleration here. I do apologise if the phone falls, and I've got to test this vehicle sufficiently. I don't want to take it on a big major road to test it really. But she did say that she was going on the A174, which is just around the corner here. So that is where we're going to go. It might be possible I edit this video, but I want to give you in-depth videos if I'm honest. So let's see how she goes. So we're going to have an ABS activation potentially here. I did on my road test earlier. No ABS. Lots of wheels spinning, lots of traction control lights coming on there, guys. It might not seem it, but these roads are actually completely covered in ice. You might be able to see the frost and stuff along on the roads there. And that was my accelerator. There you go. Get yours back, I'll get yours back. Nah, I'll have to pull over. I'll get yours back in the game. And then, yes. You're back in the room. Right, we'll try and avoid accelerating a bit harsh. It is a lady driver, this one, so I'm not certain whether she would maybe drive it the same way as me. But yeah, we're on it. Not seeing anything at all here with regards to a fault. Which is strange, really strange. Nothing at all. Pulling to this bus stop here. Find my van keys. I have a funny feeling I've just left it on site. Oh no, it's on the floor there. We're good. Imagine that you came back to your van and all your equipment had been stolen. Wouldn't be good, would it? Oh, there she goes again. There she blows. Right. I'm just going to leave it at a bit more of a pooier angle for you. This is the residential streets of Teesside, Hemlington. What I'm going to do is I just want to take it on a little bit more of a test to be a bit more comprehensive with things. The customer doesn't charge for every diagnosis. If it's a diagnosis, you can't give your time away for free. If you value yourself at nothing, then I think you need to check what you're doing, because if you're doing a skilled job like this, especially on an icy day, you shouldn't be giving your skills away for nothing, especially putting yourself in a dangerous position potentially. Obviously we are fully insured, so we can do this. Obviously in the event of any incidents, our customers are covered. Especially on these icy days, which adds even more risk to my job. We're going to give it a bit of welly along here. Hopefully you can stay with me this time. I apologise if there's any police officers watching. 40 miles per hour. So, I'm getting no engine warning lights. I'm getting no warning coming up on my computer. I'm going to spin it around this roundabout here, see what we can do with regards to that. Hopefully you stay with me again on this one. Brace for impact. Hey up. Hey, by gum. No spinny action. We could have had it. Imagine if we had a rear wheel drive there. That would have been so much fun, wouldn't it? So I'm going to return the vehicle to the customer. I'm going to advise on nothing more than what he advised on the services for the battery replacement. Right now, unless I've got a code in the diagnostic system, which I'm not legally allowed to operate whilst driving, I can only view it obviously by looking across, which isn't that safe. I do use a record function. I've got a big recording of my first drive trip out in this one. And yeah, so I'm going to go back, double check my diagnostics that I haven't got any kind of code related to this, and then we'll take it from there. It hasn't presented, there's no symptoms here whatsoever of what the customer described when they phoned me up at 8 AM this morning. So we shall continue on. There was no codes. Hopefully it is just in relation to the battery and stuff, and we'll get the battery replaced. I did test it as part of the VARTA battery testing programme, and we tested it and it scored a replace. He advised them to obviously get in touch should there be any issues, and so they have. So they have. To get us back. So I hope you do all like watching my videos anyway. I'm trying to do my utmost best to give you as much detail as possible as I can. I've upgraded all of my electrical equipment and stuff. I've even bought a scope, a proper oscilloscope, to combine with my diagnostics equipment, to combine with my endoscope, all of my compression testers, all of my other equipment. I've got fuel pressure testers, compression testers. I've got more testers than when COVID existed, and that is like, yeah, like it's hard to believe, I know, but it's true. So if you need a diagnostic session, hit me up and we'll always do the utmost best. But any good diagnostician out there will be telling you that if you cannot prove the fault, then we obviously don't. I'm not going to charge you hundreds to replace the accelerator pedal position without a proof of the issue. Tell you what, I'm doing well here too. Remember my way. Hopefully that guy there uses his brakes effectively. Doesn't run into us, does he? Right, I'm going to. I've just missed my time. I wish I knew where I was going. But yeah, so this is your road test here of the Vauxhall Corsa E. I'm hoping it is just the battery, because I doubt that accelerator pedal is very good. You probably didn't notice on camera, we slid in around that corner there. That was very fun. Wasn't as much fun as what it would be in my 3.5 ton van, mind, but let's go. I'm only kidding. We have full control of our van at all times, and we drive it appropriately to the weather and at a speed, and bear people's safety in mind. Never would we risk people's safety. It's a true story. We have a time and a place, and that's what you have a car for. which has now got its full MOT on, should he ask after the last little video shot. What we'll have to do here is a bit of the Italian job. So let's see the reversing skills, see if we've got a good ability. Right, so as we're reversing back, fucking hell, I shouldn't. Sorry for my language there. It's so interesting. Right, we're back. We're back in business, guys. So, road test went well. And what I want to do is go back to my engine unit, see if we've got any other fault codes at all. I did make a video recording of all the faults earlier and the live data. Double checking the engine, make sure it hasn't flagged the fault. If it hasn't flagged the fault on that trip there, then there's no way on God's green earth I'm taking any action on it. Right, that's it. Right, I'm going to give the customer a call, advise of the battery replacement cost. I love to get into the car and see that flyer. A sign that I'm doing a good job and we're returning our customers. This Vauxhall Corsa in particular has 42,760 miles and is on a 2015 registration with a 1.4 litre petrol engine. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, get in touch if I can help at all. We can't see the van, but have a great day all and stay safe and warm. Hello folks, MJD again with another video for you. So I've just came out and I've just fitted the 027 AGM battery to this Vauxhall Corsa in a 2015. What we need to do now is reset the battery management system. This particular battery in concern was showing 12.47 volts, which in old school batteries used to be a good voltage. I mean, if I was using a voltmeter, personally I would accept it. But the battery is only produced at its highest rating, 385 cold cranking amps. Now with the new battery, and it literally as soon as that starter motor hits it, it springs into life immediately. We haven't had any more of the accelerator pedal position plausibility check codes yet. I've already checked in and we haven't had any yet. I'm going to double check again, take it on the road test. What we're going to do now though, this is something that we can't quite do without. I'm going to use my Autel MP808. And see there, we've got the battery management system. I'm going to click on that. We need to register this battery to the Vauxhall before we can leave the site at all, otherwise it's not going to work for very long. I'm not sure whether there is a way that you can do this. I don't believe there is without a diagnostic system, but if you replace your battery in your Vauxhall and you don't do this, you're very likely going to have premature battery failure. And if you can't prove that this was done when you had the battery installed, you're also going to void your warranty on vehicles where it's fitted as well. Any smart part supplier store is going to check if you've got battery management sensors and obviously want a receipt to show that you had it professionally installed or to show that you paid somebody to come out and carry out that function, because if you can't prove it, then it's probably going to be it. So I did just accidentally skip a charge. So what loaded up there was we loaded up diagnosis and we loaded up a... what was it? It was hot functions on the MP808. I shouldn't tap the screen so hard. What we're going to do, what we're interested in, is the high intensity discharge, as this relates to the battery control module. So if we click into high intensity discharge there, it wants to know what type of climate control we've got. So we've got manual single zone control, which is this one here. Don't know why that's relevant to it, like. So then what you get then is the battery sensor module line come up. So what we want is, we don't want any lights or anything on. We want to turn the ignition off, and then we want to return it just to electrics only. I want to switch all these fans off so that we're not draining the battery. We'll even go as far as switching that off. Switch that off, and then we'll click in to leave the screen, go stabilize. We've got battery sensor module line. We click into that there. So the battery sensor module line, this procedure shall only be performed if one of the following: the battery is replaced or the battery is removed from the vehicle. and either discharged or discharged outside of the vehicle, or the battery was charged using the incorrect charging points, and the correct charging points of the battery are the negative and the ground, just in case you don't know. After performing the procedure, the ignition must remain off for at least 4 hours. So there's your essential procedure, guys. So it's essential that it must remain off for 4 hours. So we're doing the reset now. So exit the procedure and disconnect all diagnostics tools. So the sensor module learn procedure has been initiated. To complete this procedure, the ignition must remain off for at least 4 hours. Please perform the following steps. Exit the procedure and disconnect all diagnostics tools. Turn off the ignition, close all vehicle openings and lock the door, and do not return for 4 hours. So this vehicle can't be driven until after midnight tonight. I've set the date wrong. I've set it as the 8th. It's actually the 9th, guys. So it is set wrong. So we click continue there, exiting procedure. And what it's going to do is, once it's exited the procedure and confirmed that, then we're then going to do as it requested and leave. What I do love to see, I'm not going to lie, is I got it, seen that there. I wonder if they'll try and use the flyer. We'll see. They can have it if they want. I've actually already given discount. We give all of our customers discount if it's close to Christmas. I always keep my rates as affordable as possible. Keep my rates down. You notice here I was at exiting procedure. It's not just okay, thank you very much, thank you, Bill. So customers knocking on. Just 2 moments. Sorry, so my customer just knocked on there, and as we were doing it, the exiting procedure wrapped up. We didn't have any communication faults or anything. So at this point now, I switch the ignition off, I switch the vehicle lights off. The car has asked me to exit the vehicle and to leave it locked, and I can't do anything with it. So I need to make sure I get all my diagnostics equipment out of here. And I need to make sure that I get all of my leads, and I need to make sure, I promise you that leaflet wasn't left there, that was there when I got there. Obviously the customer had an issue this morning, and the first part of call was moi. Charge that, shut that down, so otherwise that would be completely goose when I need it. So yeah, I was actually going to take this car on a road test, as the Ghost accelerator pedal position code is in it, but we're not going to be doing that now. So instruct. What we're going to do is I'm going to go and advise the owner that I'm happy with what we've done. Obviously we have switch it on, switch it on, switch it on, switch it on. There's no code there for any kind of accelerator pedal position, but we can't fix what ain't broke, unfortunately. So that wraps us up. That's my last call of the night. I'm without raving people, so it's time to get misbehaving, isn't it? Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, get in touch if required. If you need a quote and you're in Teesside, get in touch. Like and subscribe. Mechanical Jobs Done, the #1.